This was my pandemic project. We were actually talking about it on social media early 2020, and all of a sudden the pandemic hit and I had free time and no sports to watch. So I kind of pulled an outline out of that, and next thing you know, I got a book.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.
The book is called Weird Moments in Cleveland Sports, put out through Gray Publishing of Cleveland, Ohio. The book is available through their website, grayco.com. It is available online at the usual suspects. Amazon has it, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, and it is available in most brick and mortar retailers in Northeast Ohio as well. The title delivers what it promises, Weird Moments in Cleveland Sports. It's about all of these strange things that have happened in the more than 100-year history of Cleveland sports. Bad trades, strange injuries, boneheaded moves by players, managers, and even owners. This was my pandemic project. We were actually talking about it on social media early 2020, and all of a sudden the pandemic hit and I had free time and no sports to watch. So I kind of pulled an outline out of that, and next thing you know, I got a book. One of my favorites is the Great Lakes Bowl. It's basically, the city of Cleveland said, let's put on a bowl game. Simple as that. And it was wonderful ambition befitting a town that was known at the time as the best location in the nation, and it just kind of didn't live up to its expectations, although that is the first bowl win for Bear Bryant. Cleveland Stadium was the host of a bowl game in college football for a couple of years in the 40s. And the stadium was built with the idea that it could host large events. There's a misconception that it was built specifically to host the Olympics. And that is not the case. The Olympics were actually awarded to Los Angeles by the time the bond issue for Cleveland Stadium was passed. But, one of the selling points was with a facility like this, we could get large-scale events like the Olympics. That's where they held the Knights of Columbus track meet for years and years. That's where they held the charity game. And it's kind of astonishing to think that, there was a high school football game in Cleveland that could draw 70,000 people. But that's what the charity game did. So they said, why don't we have a bowl game? And I guess not enough people said no to that. And they said, we're going to have a bowl game, and we want to bring the two best teams in the nation to Cleveland. One of them was Notre Dame, and they asked, but Notre Dame for many years did not participate in bowl games, so they declined. And they asked the best school in what was called the Western Conference at that point, Michigan. And one of the assistant athletic directors at Michigan says, we'd rather go play bowl games that we're sure are actually going to get played. And so they said, well, who are we going to get? And they ended up getting Wildcats. Both teams were Wildcats. They got Villanova and they got Kentucky. Does anybody know who the guy in the dark suit is?
Yeah, Bear Bryant.
Good job. This is a smart crowd. That's Bear Bryant, who was in his first coaching job in Cleveland. Well, I should say he was in his first coaching job at Kentucky, and he came to Cleveland. And apparently he was very familiar with Cleveland. And his sister lived in, I think it was Parma, and he said he would come up during the summers and spend as much time at League Park as he could. And he described the bowl game. It was another instance, like the 1945 NFL Championship, where it was just absolutely frigid. And it was, attendance was, I think they said 15,000 people actually showed up, but like 25,000 tickets were sold. And Bear Bryant later called it the coldest darn place in the world.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.